let's talk about the pillars, the foundation of hormone replacement. There are a lot of people online marketing hormone replacement as this magic pill. Take hormones and you'll lose weight. Take hormones and your brain will come back online. Hormones contribute. However, putting hormones in a dumpster fire is not going to help the dumpster fire. All right. So we have some crucial things that we need to do. Hormones aren't magic. They don't make up for a bad diet, poor sleep, lack of exercise, a stressed out body, a person needing a spousectomy, or any of those things. You know, I've seen women spend thousands of dollars on bioidentical hormones when they're living in this highly processed, getting 4 hours of sleep, never exercising, burning the candle at both end worlds, and they truly wonder why they don't feel great, right? So we have to start working on level setting. Now, I'm a realist. I was just telling somebody earlier today about my trips over the 2025. I've spent almost 100 days in hotels. I've been traveling, raising capital for my company, speaking on stages. And so I have 100 days that I don't have control of my food completely, which requires me to do some things that, I wouldn't normally do, like Instacart stuff to a hotel room or going out to eat and then turning down dessert because guess what? I'm going out to eat 5 days that week. But I also don't expect anybody to be perfect. So when we're talking about like dietary pillars, what we're really talking about are things that are fundamentals that everybody can work towards. Thinking about adding high quality and adding rather than taking away, because these hormones are powerful, but when you get the foundation dialed in, it's truly solid. So let's talk about nutrition. So again, this is not about restriction or a crazy fad diet. It's about eating in a way that supports your hormones. Now, number one, not only just supporting your hormones, but like how you detoxify them, your metabolism itself, and making sure that the body's running on all cylinders, right? All cylinders. So number one, protein is foundational. And God, if there was any one thing that we've had beat into our heads over the last couple of years is how important having adequate protein is. Now, the reason why is your body produces 100 grams of protein amino acids a day. So it liberates out of your protein. So your muscle tissue, your liver, or what you feed it, it liberates 400 grams of amino acids. And it uses that to go repair stuff. It uses that to go build muscle, to build other things in the body. Some of this comes from mitophagy and autophagy in your body breaking down cellular parts it doesn't need. But our body has to have 400 grams of amino acids in distribution depending on, which ones it's eating, but call it protein. And so if I'm getting 50 grams in my diet, where do you think it's going to get it from? It's going to break down things that you don't want it to, like muscle tissue. So when we look at the protein requirement, that drives protein requirement, number one. Number two, as we get older, we become less efficient at building muscle, right? A little kid can build muscle. You can give them almost anything. If they got anything that remotely looks like protein, they can build muscle out of it. But when we get older, we're super less efficient. And so we have to get more of it, and we have to get more of it at the time in which we eat. That's why I always have women do a lot of protein at breakfast and a lot at dinner. I don't care so much about the midday because it shows that we're better at building muscle when those two meals are highly supported. So the goal is 100 to 120 grams a day. This helps support muscle protein synthesis and it helps you build a metabolic engine. Your muscles are the biggest user of glucose and fat. So if they are not efficient and you're losing muscle, you're losing metabolism, full stop. Now, the other thing that I consider a non-negotiable is fiber. So fiber is what naturally occurs in fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, and whole grains. Fiber is the non-digestible carbohydrate component of these foods. Now, the foods with the highest fiber are going to be things like your vegetables, right? Especially your cruciferous kind of vegetables, and your fruits, right? Raspberries have some of the highest fiber count per serving. And then nuts and seeds. Legumes have a lot of soluble fiber that are very good at mopping up things. And then we have your grains, which I consider actually the least valuable of the fiber foods. Now, why is fiber important? So fiber binds to your excess hormones in the stool, right? So it's part of what binds up hormones and toxins and bile and keeps it bound and helps you exit it out of the body. It takes it to the dumpster. It helps you eliminate toxins. It helps you bind cholesterol in the gut and remove cholesterol. And it also feeds your microbiome, which is probably the most crucial thing it does. And that's crucial in hormone metabolism because our estrobolome, the bacteria that produce beta-glucuronidase, either influence how much gets out of the body or how much keeps getting put into the body, right? Because it gets recirculated. So fiber is your absolute hero here. Now, the average American gets about 8 to 10 grams of fiber a day, which is woefully inadequate. And what we really want to do is work towards 35 grams a day, which is a lot. So if you're getting hardly any, you can't go to 35 all at once. You're going to get super bloated. If you have SIBO or SIMO or other gut stuff going on, you don't want to start fiber out of the blue. But if your gut's in good health overall, fiber is great. And adding it slowly and slowly increasing it to get to that 35 grams is great. My preference would be for people to get the majority of their fiber from food. Recent research has shown that fiber intake from foods like fruits and vegetables is better utilized than taking supplemental fiber as the primary thing. So what that means is you can't down a bunch of psyllium husk and then eat pasta and get the same effect as if you had broccoli and a little bit of pasta. Does that make sense? So fiber is a superhero. You infiltrate it into the diet a little bit at a time until you get up to that 35 grams. Now, can you use a little bit of supplemental fiber to help? Sure. You just can't get all of it from that. The fruits and vegetables are necessary. They're a must-have. We got to have that. All right. Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about, there's lots of things that I think are important. I'm talking about the really important sort of like, here's the thing that everybody's got to do. Cruciferous vegetables, right? Your cruciferous vegetables, also known as your brassica family, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, cauliflower. These contain sulforaphane, indole-3-carbinol, which actually helps with estrogen detox and overall liver detoxification. These help your body remove and make more protective estrogen metabolites. And then if you wanted to go one step further, your citrus bioflavonoids, things like quercetin, curcumin, and citrus flavonoids from citrus fruits, and even hops. That doesn't mean drink beer, but even hops can help also on those detox pathways.